I think most of us would all agree technology is great as so long as it works. And I think in insurance claims, you're still dealing with a lot of technology, and the use of that technology is still fairly new. Now, there's been a lot of progress and a lot of good breakthroughs that have happened, but we're in the growing pain cycle of or phases of introducing technology that's going to automate claims. So seldom does it plug in and work perfectly. There's other byproducts that are certainly sometimes overlooked. They may not make it into the ROI calculation on when you're going to apply technology. So you push the work somewhere else, or you change the skill. So I think that's one of the best things that can be addressed, is create an environment where you can introduce the technology and know that you're going to be trying to perfect it over a period of time, not necessarily carve out people and say the technology is going to do all the heavy lifting. It just doesn't work quite that way. But yeah,
I'm sorry.
I was going to say that, of course, the overarching pressure is to take that expense and make your organization more efficient. So you don't always have that luxury.
A couple of times when we've spoken the past couple weeks, you said it's not a process that's meant to be automated. I was wondering if you could talk about what you mean.
Yeah. I think sometimes when we step back and look at what happens in the process, the claims come in, information's taken at a contact center or now digitally. Then it gets assigned to someone. They call back and they start the same series of questions, or maybe go a bit deeper. And then it gets to the next person and they do a little bit more information gathering. So that process was really built at a time where things could happen a little more slowly. Claim notifications were mailed in on Accord forms, or then they went to fax machines. And so even in a contact center environment, there's a typical 24-hour buffer from the time that the information is gathered to the time the customer might expect a call to initiate the claim. So it's a bit of a forgiving process, but that was hugely made as an internal one, and it was mostly made to control loss costs. It was really, you're making a claim against the company, and then they have to evaluate it, investigate it, and does it fit the coverage and so forth. It's still a pretty good mechanism, but it was never designed to become a customer self-service model. And so I think that's where some of the barnacles show up on the, when you don't expect them to. So if you were rethinking the process, which is difficult, probably you would compress that reporting of a claim and investigating the claim and identifying the damages, maybe all in one big step. And that's starting to happen with digital, but we have a long way to go.